24 hours since a massive fire broke out in an old warehouse in Smoketown. You can see here in the time lapse just how large that plume of smoke was, lasting hours and hours over Louisville's Smoketown neighborhood. Crews working overnight and keeping an eye on it today to prevent hot spots from popping up. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the building owned by Wayside Christian Mission is destroyed. Grace McKenna went back there today as investigators pieced together how that fire started.
This afternoon, we're finally getting a better look at the breadth of the damage that fire caused at a building we now know Louisville Fire had already identified as a potential hazard. That moment of collapse shortly after fire broke out at this Smoketown warehouse and shortly after firefighters left the building.
The critical part is for our firefighters to know what kind of buildings they are and what kind of hazards they present.
Major Bobby Cooper says crews had that information Monday. In December, fire prevention officials pegged the warehouse used for storage by Wayside Christian Mission as a potential risk.
Beyond the fireground operations is where the life-saving work actually began on this building.
Cooper said repairs were underway on dangers like deteriorating structural supports. Right next door, Curtis Taylor of Loaves and Fishes is counting his blessings.
Down for right now, you know. Not over, but just down.
The nonprofit serves about 100 people out of this building, which is what Taylor was doing right before the fire.
I was just here 2 hours ago getting some food together to take to two needy families.
His building mostly has smoke and water damage, but debris crushed this much-used van.
I do have total faith.
As Loaves and Fishes and Wayside think about the future, fire investigators do too, leaning on nearby cameras, Ring doorbells to piece together what happened.
When you look at the size of the building and the extent of the damage, it's just not safe to send humans in there right now.
In a city like Louisville, packed with old neighborhoods and old buildings, Cooper says this fire likely won't be the last.
And it worked out yesterday in a way that more than likely saved the lives of our firefighters.
It's why he says fire prevention, laying the groundwork, can save lives on the fire ground. Major Cooper said the arson investigation continues this afternoon, and they likely won't have an answer about what happened for some time. In Louisville, Grace McKenna, WHAS 11 on your side.